Wordplay, no longer afraid. Activation of my DNA. My energy is grade A. Stepped into the gateway. On the other side was a payday. Alright, bet. Let's get to it, baby. Hey, we back with another podcast episode. It's about to get majestic. Yes, I decided to say this is gonna be a podcast after listening to the first episode. And we're gonna rock with it, baby. On my soul. Y'all good? Everybody good? Good. I'm glad you're doing great. God damn it, if you ain't doing great, you got to be doing great. So let's get into it. First and foremost, a little quick recap. We had 11 pages worth of notes. We're gonna finish this. This is the second part of F1. Pulling up the notes right now. You know what I'm saying? Boo the bop, be the bang type shit. You already know what's going on. We ended off the last episode talking about basically how we ended up getting to the part where they were saying JP, where we saying JP was the impatient one. He's that's why Sonny didn't like him. We talked about how he wrecked because of his impatience. Sonny told him to be patient, go around the bend, make the last pass, make the pass on the straightaway, and that'll be the easy win. We'll be good. He didn't listen. Ended up wrecking, slipped off the track, airborne, fireball, crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Only walked out with hand burns. So that's beautiful. All right. So now we at this meeting, right? So what we opened up with last video and what we closed with. So I'm going to open that back up again with the motherfucking meeting. Except this time we're not going to end it with the meeting. Type shit. All right. Y'all, let's get to it. Get your motherfucking crackers. Get your motherfucking snacks. If you drink, get the motherfucking, look, I don't drink. I'm not no drinker. I'm not no heavy drinker. But look, if you do that, then you do what you got to do. You do you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't judging you. If that's what you do, then that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? All I say is make sure that you stay in control of it and don't let it control you. Type shit. All right. If you smoke sacred herbs, we're gonna leave it at that. Sacred herbs, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that up to you to think about what that is. You know what I'm saying? Go on and smoke your sacred herbs. If you take sacred herbs and you don't smoke sacred herbs, or you prefer the tea with the sacred herbs, then go on and do that as well. Either way, all I got to say is get comfortable, baby. That's all I'm fucking saying, all right? And get your fucking notes, all right? And don't be taking the same notes that I took on the movie. Make sure you apply the notes that we're talking about, that we were connecting the dots with, and how this movie foreshadows certain aspects and uses esoteric knowledge, or at least how I seen it and viewed it from esoteric knowledge, and being able to pull it from that and to break it down into practical knowledge so that we can use this shit into our everyday life and better ourselves every day. If you ain't growing, you dying, baby. And if you dying, get the hell away from me. Unless you're ready for a rebirth. Also, unless you're ready for a rebirth, all right? Let's get it. So, we had the meeting. You've got the female tech, you've got JP, and you've got Sonny. Off the bat, there's three of them. What does this three represent? We already know the universe communicates with the 3, the 6, and the 9. So the 3 represents the Holy Trinity. Some people see it as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? I think that's Catholic. It might even be Christian. I don't know. All the fucking religions kind of just fuck up my head sometimes, so I stay away from it, right? But you've got this inner Trinity. This inner Trinity is simply a representation, technically this outside Trinity right now, because it's outside. It's manifested in the physical. You see the girl, you see the 2 boys. You see Sonny as the masculine. You see JP as your inner child. You see female tech, obviously, as your divine feminine. So, with that being said, this is how it looks on the inner Trinity. So when you're asking yourself, how am I today? This is who you're asking. You're asking these 3 people. It's not just you, motherfucker. It's not just you. You got your inner Trinity. You got these 3 beings right here. These are all energies within you, right? And then you've got your higher self, or your best self, your God self, however the fuck you choose to look at it. It's all the same thing. It's all the same person, whether it's God, Allah, fucking shock bar. I don't even know if that's a real thing or not, but fuck, it came to my head, so I fucking said it, right? Or, no, not or, and And then you got your shadow self, your lower self, your evil self, your dark self. You know, you can add your light self to the other side where I say God and all this other stuff, right? Either way, you got these two. You got these two people on top of these three energies within you, but you always have the choice of which one to pick from. So now that didn't come from the movie, but the aspect of Sonny, JP, and the female tech sitting at the table does correlate with the movie as far as it being the inner trinity and the three main energies that are within you that help you connect within the source, the highest, most high God, you know, like I said, whatever you choose, fucking insert it type shit. I ain't even gonna sit here and try to list all the religions. There's too many of them motherfuckers. They all talking about the same shit in a different way anyways. All right. So with that being said, female tech asks how old were they both when, or how old were they when their fathers died? Right. This is a key question because she senses the wounded masculine energy. The divine feminine at the table senses the wounded masculine energy at both of the tables. In a way, you can even say the wounded and the child because they both lost their father at 13, which is I still consider it as a kid. You may say adolescence, preteen. I didn't really give a fuck about that shit. It's all the same shit. I've honestly, I don't feel like teenagers are actually teenagers until like they 15, 16. Then they like real shit. Like that 13, 14 is not really nothing sweet about it type shit. It's just, I still see it as a kid. I still classify it as a kid. That's just me though. All right. So they both say that they parents died at 13. Ooh wee boy. I don't like seeing that, but hey, fuck it. On my soul, fuck it. Let's get to it. JP says he races for the money, the media, the girls, and the fame. This demonstrates his immature mindset, his childish mindset, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Again, because he's living out his dreams, which is most likely the dreams that his inner child has. All right. So fast forward, they cut the meeting short because JP, again, like I just stated, said he likes to do it for the money, the fame, the girls, and the media. I think I said the money, yeah. And the media. So his manager comes up, the same manager that's trying to find him a new team to race for because they think APX is finna go under. That manager shows up. When he shows up, say it was, I think he took him away for some type of media picture, some shit like that, or something for like promotion or something just to be there. Having him be there, having JP be at this event was supposed to help build his publicity and his social following and bullshit like that. So he leaves early, goes with his manager to this club. All right, Sonny and the tech girl, they fuck. And that's really it. There's nothing much to it. Probably like a 10-second scene. You don't see shit. It's honestly irrelevant to me, I feel like. But I guess you gotta like throw in filler spots, you know what I'm saying? Like parts of the movie to like, so you know that he was originally pursuing this lady, stopped pursuing her, or stopped caring so much, I should say. And then they ended up still fucking. So it's not too much to speak on that about. I will say I just started studying the psychology of women and their biological makeup and the way that they're made from a cellular level and the way that they think and process and the way that they move. So maybe in the future, once I feel like I'm actually comfortable enough of and observed enough females with that skill, then maybe we can unpack that and other shit with it. You know what I'm saying? We might just have a whole nother playlist where we talk about that specifically for the men just because not enough people talk about it. So, a little off track, but guess what? We getting right back on that motherfucker right there. You heard me? So look, at this media event that JP goes to, a female approaches him. Real pretty, you know what I'm saying? Real pretty. She asks if he's a driver. I think he's in a VIP section. If he's not in a VIP section, he's in a type of section, but it's secluded. So she asks if he's a driver. He says yes, obviously, right? He gets happy. He's got a big smile on his face because he thinks she's asking about him. She wants to know about him. So she proceeds to ask him, can you introduce me to, I don't even remember the driver's name. I'm not going to hold you, but it was a different driver. JP got pissed. Say he's going to go get the driver for her. That's just for him to exit out the scene. He tells his manager he's leaving. He doesn't feel like being here. It just basically kills his entire vibe. So, and he gets ready for the race for the following day. So, towards the end of the night, it shifts back to Sunny and the female tech girl. They're back at the hotel room, right? They've already fucked on the balcony. Ruben knocks on her door, asking for Sunny. As for Sunny, well, hold on. I skipped a part. My fault. I skipped a part. Before Ruben gets into that scene, they're on the balcony. Sunny and the female tech are on the balcony now. They're looking out, at the Las Vegas Strip and shit like that. They start talking. She reveals to him the reason why she's doing F1. She chose to do F1 in the aerodynamics because she's the only female on a team that's doing that. And she wants to be able to show other females, basically, that it can be done. Typical, it's a short, sweet, simple woman empowerment type shit for her reason or why she's doing her, for her why. So she asks him, well, why does he race, right? Because she asked him at the table, but he got cut off. He didn't get the chance to answer. And then JP's manager came because JP's manager came, that's why that happened. So basically, also, because I feel like I'm talking, I feel like I'm like trying to speed through this shit, but I'm trying to breathe and like take my time. I don't know what the fuck going on, but look, hey, it's all gravy. So they start talking. He starts opening up about why he chooses to race, and basically says after the car wreck, after his first F1 race, right, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do with himself. He just started driving. He started driving taxis. Then he started jumping into random racing seats that became open, similar to like how he became part of the F1 the second time. He just took an open seat. So, or the first race that was shown in the movie as well, that was also another open seat race. So he was just doing that a lot, just hopping around from open seat to open seat to open seat. And then he says he realized there was a moment where everything kind of just zones out and nobody could tell him nothing. Nothing could go wrong. And at that point, he's flying, right? Which basically, him saying he's flying is basically his version of saying he's at peace. So when it comes down to it, remember when he asked the cafe lady, right, on the first episode, I told you he asked the cafe lady, if a friend comes to you offering something that just sounds too good to be true, what do? The waiter asked how much money was involved. He says no money involved, or it's not about the money. And then she asked, what's it about? This is when we first get our answer to that question. So, and that's way back in the first, probably 15 minutes, maybe the first 20 minutes of the movie. So we don't get that answer until probably about an hour, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, maybe even 2 hours into the movie before we finally get that answer. So now we know that Sonny is racing F1 because he wants to do it for peace. This correlates with life because if you are working somewhere that you don't really want to be, technically for one, you sold your soul. Everybody talking about signing on this contract and they think Illuminati this, Illuminati that, blah, 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 music artists and celebrities. But really, really, truly, if you're doing something that you don't like, if you get up and you fucking hate doing what you do, you have sold your soul. You have sold your soul. And if you are already on the path of self-love, depending on how deep you are into it and how deep your intuition is, and if you've been working on it, you will not be able to continue working at shit that you know you don't like being at. For example, I used to work at FedEx. I had no issue with FedEx. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? I like to travel. So I was traveling literally from one state to another and then turn around and come back. Some days I'd be gone. I'd get up at 6 in the morning, go to FedEx. I wouldn't get back to damn 10 o'clock at night sometimes. It was literally a fucking adventure every day. Every fucking day. Right? But that shit start adding up and 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 adding up to the point I'm like, fuck, I'm tired. I'm talking about I had so much fatigue. The next one of these days I went in there, I had so much fatigue just randomly hit me. It felt like I was like I had just did a heavy ass workout. Like I just did a heavy ass workout in the gym with weights. Right? And I haven't touched weights in almost 3 years now since I stopped running track. So the next morning I wake up weak. Like I'm talking about weak as fuck. Like, and I ain't talking about gee ha ha ha. Like, nah, nigga, I wasn't weak. I wasn't laughing, nigga. I was physically weak. My body was hurting and aching. I damn near threw up. I was trying to fight that because I hate throwing up. I remember the first time I threw up and I knew I had to clean it up myself, and my mom and dad wasn't gonna clean it up. Boy, I fucking cried because I didn't want to do that shit. I did not want to clean that shit up. Boy, I was looking at that shit, looking at it, almost made me throw up again. God damn it! But look. All I had to say, it got to a point working there was called, it was putting restrictions on my breath. And then this is not necessarily because of the physical aspect. It's more of a spiritual thing, right? So it's more of a spiritual thing because I knew it was a spiritual thing and I knew it wasn't the physical thing. I had a choice to make. It was either to stay and continue putting myself through that shit and continue to struggle breathing because that was the consequence I was paying for it on a spiritual level, or I could just walk away and trust myself, right? So I'm debating with myself for like an hour and a half over here, like deep breathing and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I got asthma or some shit, and I know damn well it's not in the physical, and the only reason I know it wasn't anything going on with my body physically was because I was already taking precautions to figure out where exactly was going on with my body, right? Because if you're wheezing, if you got shortness of breath, you just got hella mucus in the throat and somewhere else in your lungs. So how do you clean that out? How you clear that out? You eat mucus dissolving food. So you got watermelon, garlic, turmeric, ginger, you know what I'm saying? Rosemary, I think it's thyme, however the fuck you say it, cinnamon. I mean, you got all these other herbs and shit that you can use, all these other fruits that I just know off the top of my head because I play with that so much. And I experiment with that so much, and I've experimented with my body with different herbs to know what is what. So now that I've eliminated that it can't be any of that, because at this point I've already fasted 3 days in a row. So that's cleared out most of it. I've already started eating the more stronger herbs, the more antioxidant, the potent herbs, onions and shit, onions and garlic. I'm eating the shit raw, just eating the motherfucker, like shit burning the fuck out my mouth, but I know it's straight. I know I'm good, right? This is how I know that it wasn't nothing physical, because at that point in time, I would have been able to start breathing. My breathing would have cleared up. The tea would have got me right. Everything would have been straight. Shit wasn't happening. The shit wasn't happening. But see, what was happening was every time that I came home the night, I would be able to breathe. It would become easier to breathe. It's almost like the closer I got to my apartment, the easier it was to breathe. And then in the mornings, I would be breathing just fine until I got into the FedEx building. And then I would start feeling it slowly. The closer I start going to the destination of where I was delivering, the more intense it became for me to breathe, right? So I get to the gas station, I pull over, I think about it, I bought a Snickers pecan. This, I ain't gonna hold you, we low-key went off track, but hey, no, it's all got something to do with it. I'm gonna tie it all together. Just sit your ass down and sit still, relax. I'm gonna put it all together, damn it, all right? Bought me a Snickers pecan. I'm gonna give you all the details so you can see this picture vividly, just as vividly as I lived it, right? I sat in the van for probably 3 minutes, contemplating. I'm not talking. I'm just looking around. I'm watching everyone else, but I'm trying to figure out what the fuck am I going to do. If I stop here, how am I going to get paid? Right? Obviously, that's going to be everybody's first question. How the fuck am I going to get paid if I leave? Or can I just trust? Can I have faith? Can I figure something out? Either way, at this point, I've been wheezing so long, my fucking lungs hurt. My chest is starting to cramp because I've got such shortness of breath and air. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to catch a headache because of lack of oxygen going to the brain, right? The lack of air that I'm intaking, I'm breathing out more than I'm exhaling type shit at this point. So at this point, I'm like, okay, fuck. I'm accessing. What do you not accessing? What you call that word? I'm assessing. I'm assessing my body. And from the body from the pain that I feel in my body, I'm like, I'm not gonna keep forcing myself to suffer. So I'm gonna just say, fuck this. I'll figure something out. And when I tell you, literally from the moment that I turned right, because you had two options, you could turn left, you could turn right. It's one of them, it was like a T road. It was a capital T road. So it was a capital T road, and you had the gas station. It was on like the left side of the T road. And so I was at the back of the gas station, so I pulled out on the other side. So I was like, you go to the left, you go to the right. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to the right. So I went to the right, and like legit, when I tell you, the further I got away from the fucking location that I was delivering in, the easier it became to breathe. The closer I got to the FedEx company to park the little van or whatever, the little delivery van, the easier it became to breathe. By the time I got in my car, I was breathing perfectly fine as if nothing happened. You see what I'm saying? So I say all this to tell you, you're doing shit that you don't like, you've already sold your soul. It's best for you to find something that brings you peace. I'm not saying end everything like I did and then just kind of work your way up. But I will say, if you find something that brings you peace when you're doing it, you're not doing it for money or you're not thinking about the money, and it's actually fun to you, then you will experience this fucking peace, this fucking happiness, this joy. This is something that can't nobody take from you, right? But then again, you need to be trying to find that and experience that peace and joy within yourself first. And then bring that externally towards something that you love to do. Something that bring you peace. Some of you motherfuckers, it may be crocheting. I don't know. I might have some of y'all veterans in this motherfucker that's like 40 or 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? My apologies if you don't like the way I talk, but honestly, I'm not gonna apologize. It's just how I am. There ain't no disrespect. And honestly, it's just language. You know what I'm saying? It's just profanity ain't that big of a deal to me. So he reveals that's why he runs F1, or drives F1. Sonny drives F1 to he's searching for that peace, that state of peace that he felt previously. So then we get to the scene where Ruben comes to the door. He knocks on the door. The female tech tries to she tries to lie and say that he's not in there, but she's like, fuck it, nah, he already knows that he's in there. Grabs Sonny. This is when they figure out that or they learn someone from the inside of Apex. I said Apex, I meant APX. Someone from the inside of APX has turned in anonymous documents basically stating that the new upgrade that they added to the car to help the car be more combative in corners and things like that, it was manufactured outside of APX. So I guess that's against Formula One rules. I don't know too much about that because I don't even watch Formula One. I'm not gonna hold you. I only know some terms and lingo because I used to like drag racing. I kind of still like drag racing. Like I love cars. I ain't gonna hold you. I love cars. I love drag racing, drifting. You know what I'm saying? I just don't watch it like that. But I've experienced it enough in my life to know some of the lingo, to know some of the terms, and blah blah blah. Right? So yeah, let me switch to the next page of notes. My fault. So yeah, so this kind of is kind of like a, what do you call this shit? This is the first time Sonny loses his control. I feel like there's another word for it, but that's the only word I could come up with at the moment was control. This is when he loses his control, because now it's kind of like one of those things where it just, that's not something they were expecting. It's gonna fuck everything up. It's fucked up his plans. So he's having to figure out how they can make shit work and win at Las Vegas. Right? But it's so much stress on himself mentally. He's putting so much stress on his self mentally. He just kind of breaks, right? His cards. Remember the stack of cards. Remember what that symbolizes, right? The unknown. This is the first time that we experience Sonny being afraid of the unknown. So he throws his stack of cards before they race. Because he throws a stack of cards, he forgets to shuffle the cards and grab his one card face down and throw it in his pocket. So they get into the formulas, or the fuck, they get into the they get into the cars. They get into the cars at the starting line. Sonny pats his pocket. He doesn't feel the card. Immediately, he starts panicking. He starts panicking. He starts deep breathing. It's kind of, him not having the card in his pocket was kind of like the cherry on top to just explode. So he didn't explode. But he exploded type shit. He started driving angry. He wasn't listening to nobody in the box. He was just pissed. You know, at this point, JP is actually also trying to help calm him down as well. So because they've got this new union and new alliance with each other since the previous night, because of, they actually sat down and learned each other and played. I think they played poker or card, some type of card game. I want to say it was poker though, and built a bond within the three of them. So Sonny drives crazy. Sonny drives angry. They get to a corner. Sonny takes it too hard. He ends up hitting the wall. This is like the third, fourth car that he's wrecked. Throws him in the hospital. This is when Ruben finds out he's got a spinal fracture. I forget the exact vertebrae, but it's basically from his previous wreck. And because of these fractures, if he had told Ruben about these fractures, or any driver about these fractures, not the drivers, any team that he was running for or racing for, they wouldn't have allowed him to race, because he could potentially lose his sight at any given point in time. He could potentially pass out or die. So, damn, I just covered a whole page. I just covered the whole page. That was off the top of the dome. That's crazy. I try to, hey, damn, hold on. I try to tap back in with the notes and like see where I was at, make sure I was still on track. And damn, that was like all of page 8 type shit. So because of this, Ruben gets pissed off. Obviously the wreck didn't make the matters better for APX, considering everything they had to downgrade their car. One of their drivers is hurt, finds out the driver's got all kind of shit fucked up in his body that could potentially kill him, and Ruben just didn't want to have that responsibility on. He didn't want to have that on his hands if Sonny was to die in a race. That's kind of understandable. I mean, that's reasonable. I would understand that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to. I still wouldn't want to stop racing. I would probably still race it because I was like, fuck it, like why not? Like, what better way to go out than going out at like 250 miles an hour? Like, come on. Hey, it don't get better than that. Really, do it. It might, but I can't think of one right now at the moment. So Ruben tells Sonny he's off the team. JP overhears it. brings, I guess, like a good get well gift for Sonny. Again, like this is kind of demonstrating that they have this new alliance. JP has they've grown on each other now. They've become friends. They're now friends instead of enemies. They're working together. The overall theme of this entire movie is teamwork. So they're now starting to work together to become closer. And he overhears Ruben say that Sonny's off the team. JP puts the gift down by the door and he just walks off. So Ruben doesn't even know that JP heard about it. I'm not sure if that even matters because they never even mention it in the movie. But so it goes to the next scene. JP asks the tech lady, it's the Asian girl. You'll know who I'm talking about when you see her. Cause when I see her, she remind me of Lilo. Like from Lilo and Stitch, she give me Lilo vibes, but she also could give me Lilo sisters vibes too, as well. The cartoon version, not the new version. Either way, she could play something in Lilo and Stitch. She belong on Lilo and Stitch type shit. So when you see her, she got the glasses, the little Asian girl. She real pretty. You'll be like, oh, that's the Asian girl he was talking about. Yes, I don't know her name. I don't even think they ever said her name. So she's one of the ones who are like behind the scenes. So you got the tech girl that does the aerodynamics. Then you got the tech girl that does. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even know what the fuck she does. It's real techie though. I feel like it's like the more technical side of shit. Like she reads lap time. She read the pit stop. We'll get to that shit. Let me just you first just know when you see the Asian chick, you gonna be like, that's her. And I'm be like, yeah, that's who I was talking about. That's who Majestic was talking about. You be like, okay, that Majestic motherfucker was talking about her. Yes, that's who I was talking about. All right. So he asked the Asian lady to put the simulation, of his race when he wrecked onto the simulator. And he starts running it. He starts running it over and over and over. He tries to figure out if there's a way to get around it. He realizes there's not. He listens and takes Sonny's advice. He's patient, comes out the corner, and the simulator reveals to him that if he would have done exactly that, he would have won the race. So you can see it on his face. You can see it on JP's face when this realization hits him. He's like, fuck, Sonny was right. Like, that was on me. So get to the next scene and you've got the one of the chairmen from APX runs trying to catch Sonny. Sonny, I think he's about to leave. Looks like he's about to leave. He's about to go into his van and catches Sonny, offers Sonny everything he wants. The thing with me, he says, I could make you a very rich man. Now, aside from movies, I don't think I've met a person who's got good intentions that says those words. I could make you a very rich man. I don't think I've never experienced someone with good intentions in my lifetime, right? But I've also only been on this motherfucker for a quarter of a century. So maybe I got some more time for someone to prove me wrong on that. But 10 times out of 10, a motherfucker say I can make you a very rich man, the motherfucker is weird. Alright? They just weird. They just weird. But that's just me. Again, that's just me thinking and speaking. So he offers this to Sonny. And Sonny puts two and two together and realizes that the chairman for APX is the one who submitted the anonymous documents for the car. And he basically says, you do what you got to do to win, right? So at this point, this is when Sonny judges his decision based on character and not on the money, because that's what the chairman was worried about. He was more so worried about the money. The point of this is Sonny was able to see through the bullshit. You have to You don't have to know how to discern. That's basically the lesson of that entire scene is discernment. When you can discern who can manipulate you, when you can discern who can lie to you, how you react, that's totally up to you. You could play dumb as fuck and like, damn man, shit, you got me, you lied to me, you're a good damn liar, knowing damn well in the back of your mind you know exactly what's going on. Or you can call them out on their bullshit immediately. It's all up to you. At that point, it's chess. It's your move in chess. Once you've identified the lie or the manipulation or whatever it is that somebody is trying to use against you, that is not good intentions. They got ill intentions. That is the whole purpose of discernment. And that's the whole purpose of that scene is for you to learn how to use discernment, right? And this is mixed with a little bit of observation and intuition and listening, right? Sonny only picks up on the chairman being the one who submitted the documents because he was running his mouth. He started talking. Context clues, all the good, beautiful shit right there. Just put it all together. All right. Intuition, observation, and listen. And intuition and listen kind of go hand in hand because you can't hear your intuition if you always talking or if you always around noise. If it's always chaos around you, within you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do. Good. So, get to the scene. JP has a change of perception. He tells his mom the reason he wrecked it was because it was his fault. He basically tells his mom in this scene it's his fault that he wrecked. He has a change of perception. And he realizes the reasons that he races for F1, they're shallow. They're not. That's not really why. You know what I'm saying? Those were just kind of like distractions or shit. You know what I'm saying? He realizes it's an immature view on why he runs for F1. He realizes the meaning behind leadership, teamwork, and building meaningful relationships. And I think he takes Sonny's quote and actually says everything else is just noise. So he starts to demonstrate his leadership, what he's learned from leadership from Sonny, and the things that he's learned throughout this entire journey that they've been on when they get to the last race. They get to the last race, and the entire APX team. First off, everybody got their little shirts on. Everybody got their little APX shirts on. They all looking unified. They all looking like a whole team, the whole crew. And then you got JP right at the front, leading them in the run. And this is the same run that Sonny started, where he would just run the entire track by himself. And then the pit crew chief came on, and the girl who dropped the bolt gun, or she didn't drop it, but she left it in front of the tire. They start running with Sonny, and then little by little, more and more of the team started running with Sonny on the track. And then now you've got JP leading the entire pack for the team. So this demonstrates the growth that they've had in this journey. This demonstrates how Sonny came in and shifted so many things by being different, by allowing himself to be him and not conforming to what everybody else was saying, not conforming to what the critics were saying, not conforming to what the pit crew chief was saying or the tech chief dude was saying, even what the fuck Ruben was saying or JP. And he shifted that entire atmosphere for everybody to start working together in a unified way. Now, whether he was conscious of this when he did this or not, I don't know. I don't know that part. It's not really written in, like, it's kind of hard to infer that. You could say that, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like he was just playing Russian roulette, and that's just kind of what happened. Similarly, I used to work somewhere, and this manager, or one of the managers, she's an assistant manager. She's a real cool motherfucker. If she ever find this podcast, hey, I fucks with you. But you know that already. I ain't even gonna say your name because I don't want to put you out there like that. Right? But you know who you are. We were it was just me and her that night. It was multiple people, right? But everybody else was out. It was just us two in the actual store. So, and I was in there playing. I'm not gonna hold you, cause look, every time I was at work, I was playing. Cause look, you got me damn fucked up. You think I'm finna sit here be fuck no? What the fuck? That's gonna get boring as shit. What the fuck? Keep checking the clock and shit, and fucking, it's only been 2 minutes, but it feel like 20 minutes. No, I ain't gonna do that shit. That's gonna drive me crazy, bro. So I had to shift my entire perspective. If I was going to work, I'm going to play. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play. Y'all paying me to play and have fun. That's what I'm doing. Fuck what you talking about. Fuck what the resume say. Also, fuck what the resume say. I'm coming here to play. And you can't tell me shit. Shit. What the fuck you mean? Right? So I'm in there playing. I'm having fun, getting shit done while I'm playing, blah, 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 type shit. And she says, you remind me of a kid who has all this energy that just needs to get it out, right? I know she's referencing the inner child. She doesn't know that. She's trying to figure out how to say it, but she doesn't know how to say it. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't, but I'm not sure her awareness is at that level to, and I don't even want to put it on the basis of saying at that level, but her view, her perception of it it wouldn't take her to that avenue of being able to say inner child if she's never heard of it. So I already knew she was referencing my inner child because I already knew I was in my inner child energy. So, you know what I'm saying? I laugh. And we end up getting to this point where she was like, I think she asked me how long I was working there. I told her like a year and a half, some change, something like that. And she asked, how long did I plan on being here or some shit. I don't remember the exact words. The exact words don't matter at this point. All I know is I told her I'm not gonna be here much longer. I'm only here to shift some shit. Once some shit shifts and I transmute what I gotta transmute here, I'm out of here. Right? This is the same thing Sunny did. Sunny came through and transmuted the entire atmosphere, the entire energy, improved it, and then left. Right? Same thing with this workplace. I told her I was here to shift shit, change shit. Once I transform it and alchemize it, I'm out of here. And within a week, I was gone, literally. Like the way the shit happened and played out, it was hilarious. And then I seen her like 2 or 3 weeks later when I was going to eat Chinese buffet because boy, I like Chinese on my soul. But really, I was just going through a little Chinese phase. I ain't gonna hold you. I was going through a little Chinese phase. But I was at this little buffet because they kind of just had everything that I wanted. I was like, I want a little bit of sushi. I want a little bit of this. What was it? One of them chickens. One of them type of chickens. I don't remember the chicken. And I wanted the fucking noodles. I wanted the chow mein. At least that's what they call it at Panda Express. So that's what I'm gonna call it for everything else. But yeah. So I wanted that. So I got that. Went there to eat Chinese buffet. She's getting up to leave. I'm thinking she's a waiter. She comes up towards me and asks how I was doing. So I'm good. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? I'm cool. Get away from me. Why are you talking to me? Because I haven't recognized who she is. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I've only seen her at my peripheral. So when I look up, even when I look her in the face, I'm just so deep off in my own head, in my own world. Even though I'm looking at her, I haven't registered it. And then she says, "Yeah, I quit." And when she said she quit, then it like it like that shit like snapped me out of my own mind so quick, bro. Like it's like I quit. I looked at it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, what's up, bro? Like, what's up? Da, 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 da. Like, I'm like, I remember who you are. I recognize you. Like, goddamn, my fault. I was in my own world. I didn't even know that was you until you said you quit. And then everything just kind of hit me all at once, like to trigger me to remember exactly who you are. And I was like, oh shit, what's good? Like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, I quit. And so I was like, oh damn. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's all gravy. And she was like, yeah, it's just a domino effect now. She's like, you pretty much started it. And I was like, isn't that interesting? I was like, you remember that night when I told you I was there to transmute something and I wasn't gonna be there much longer after I transmuted it? She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. She's like, yeah, you definitely started a domino effect. I was like, that's crazy. That shit made my day. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit made my day that day. And but all that to say, like I said, Sonny came in, he transmuted, alchemized, improved the entire energy overall, and then left. So now, When they get to the last race, JP's leading the team on the run. They see Sonny is walking down the I don't even know what it's called, but they see Sonny walking down, I guess you could say down the pit lane by the box, right? He's walking down the pit lane, similar to the way that he is walking down when he first was introduced to the entire team. Similar fashion, exact similar. I think the only difference is instead of being on the right side, he was on the left side type shit. That's the only difference. And then Sonny basically convinces Ruben to let him race. After that, the vision, this is the first time we see Sonny experience slight troubles with his vision. His vision goes kind of blurry. As his vision goes blurry, JP walks in the room and he tries to obviously he tries to straighten up and make sure say everything's straight. He grabs his card, puts it in the pocket, and JP asks, "Why don't you never look at the card?" Sonny's response is, "What card?" So this lets you know he knows there's a card with in the pocket, but he treats it as if there is no card in his pocket because he's okay with knowing how to play the cards when they become dealt. He's all right with not knowing. The part I haven't processed yet is why he couldn't do the same thing in Las Vegas, right? But again, you have to understand it was emotionally charged with anger and frustration and stress. So because of this, he lost his shit. So in a sense, the card can also symbolize a totem, to help keep him grounded. Have you seen what's that movie? Oh, dang. I forgot. I want to say The Equalizer, but I don't think it's The Equalizer. I don't think it's The Equalizer. It could be Law Abiding Citizen. I don't know. We'll probably fuck around and end up reviewing the movie on this podcast anyways. But the guy had the character used a car. He had a car like a toy Hot Wheel with the hood open up, and him opening and closing the hood with his thumb, that was like his totem. That was to help him stay grounded when he's thinking. Like I even have magnets. I got that little two magnets. I flip them bitches up and down all day long when I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's to help keep him grounded. So this card can also symbolize Sonny's totem to help keep him grounded as well. So that's another symbolization. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that word. I'm really not having trouble with that word, but and then like I said, that also shows his security in the unknown, and you don't know the cards until you've been dealt that, right? So the team realizes controlled chaos is helping them create what they all desire, which is the championship that they win. This is why they start fucking with Plan C, and they started calling Plan C Plan Chaos, and that was the racing meeting. They had the racing meeting before the last race. They asked what's the plan. Everybody agreed to the chaos, controlled chaos. They didn't say controlled chaos, but that's basically what they're doing is controlled chaos. They get towards the end of the race, and it's a very critical moment in the race. Now, again, I don't watch F1, so I would love to explain why this part of the movie is critical, but low key, I just know it had something to do with time, right? The strategy that they were using was similar to the strategies they've been using, where the pit, if someone went into the box, whoever went into the box, the other person stayed out to gain position. The only difference is instead of it always being JP, they were alternating. So if JP went in to the box, Sonny stayed out. If Sonny went into the box, JP stayed out. So this teamwork made it more efficient rather than having to just depend on Sonny. And it also gave them a chance to position both players, both teammates on the top 10 rather than just one. So you've got an opportunity at more points. So they get towards, I don't even remember how many laps it was. It was basically towards the end of the race though. And Sonny is kind of pit maneuvered. He gets pit maneuvered a little bit, and then he's also got the track. He's off the track a little bit, so it kind of fucks him up altogether. So it's a clean crash. Sonny tries to tell that to the crew and the box. He's like, that was a clean one. That wasn't me this time, which is kind of hard. It would be hard to believe. I can understand why they would make it seem like it's hard to believe Sonny, because that's been the way that he's raced the entire season. So, for him to say that was actually a clean hit, that wasn't him this time, it could be hard to believe. But again, you've got the replay. They used replay to review it and ultimately didn't say that it was dirty. They counted it as a clean wreck and the wreck gave them a chance. It gave them like 10 extra minutes to like basically repair the entire car. I forgot what it was called. It's some type of I forgot what the little flag was called, or the penalty, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. The clean car symbolizes the miracle that Ruben always believed in, that the universe will work for you in ways that the human mind cannot fathom. It's just impossible for you to put to core. You can't. You really just can't. There's some experiences that you have on this earth. You can't. You just know from that experience there is a God. Whether you believe it in Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Muslim, fucking Jews, fucking Catholics, and everything else under the damn religion umbrella. Regardless of the religion you chose, there's a God based off of this experience that you have. Now, if you haven't had an experience like this, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you got one coming soon, right? But I'm pretty sure everybody in this world has experienced this once in their lifetime, where they're like, fuck, like that had to be God. It couldn't have been because the way the shit just was orchestrated, the way everything was worked out, the synchronizations, the fucking symbology, if you was aware and you was paying attention to the symbols around you. It was one of those moments for Ruben when they realized that they was going to get the 10 minutes to repair the car, right? Sonny's nervous because they tell him they don't know if they can repair the car. The pit crew tells him they don't know if they can repair the car. So Ruben comes and tells Sonny, as long as you trust and keep faith, you basically will be good. And this is just another reference of remembering to believe in yourself, to trust yourself, to have faith in yourself, right? And then Ruben even states that it's in the hands of the gods now. You got to believe. You just got to believe. There's things in this world. First and foremost, I don't even remember if I said it in the first episode, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it right now. We only see 1% of the spectrum with these eyes. 1% of the light spectrum. So that mean these lights behind me is part of the 1%. This microphone is part of the 1%. My camera on this phone is part of 1%. The phone that you watching me on, or the tablet, the iPad, or the motherfucking computer, whatever the fuck you got me on right now, is part of the 1%. Your car that you drive, everything that you can physically see is part of the 1% in the spectrum. This means you can't see 99% of the fucking light spectrum. There's so much shit going on that you don't even see, that I don't even see. You can only see it if you tune in to that frequency. You can only see it if you tune into that frequency. Some of the things you can feel, yeah. Some of the things you can feel, some of the things you can smell, some of the things you can taste, some of the things you can hear, but you can't physically see it. Requires you to tap in with your other senses. It requires you to tap in with your eye, the one that actually help you see. Because these two motherfuckers is the only motherfuckers that observe. They just observe and see shit. They don't really see, they observe. They help you look around and shit, like, look at that. Look at that. There go Becky and them. Like, you know what I'm saying? But your eye help you see, like, oh, hell no, Becky weird. I don't know what the fuck wrong with Becky, or weird in the motherfucker. Can't fuck with her. She weird, right? Oh shit. There go that motherfucker. I know who that was. I know exactly what that. Okay, cool. Yeah, they got good vibes. It's cool. Yeah, I fuck with that. You gotta tap in with your eye. You gotta cleanse your eye. You gotta open your eye. When your eye is really open, it's a matter of you tuning your awareness to it. It's a matter of tuning your awareness to it. It's like, let me see. Oh, this shit. Fuck it. We was talking about cars. It's like having you got a 700, 800 horsepower car, but you still got the factory tune on it. So you're not really getting all 800 horsepower of the car, right? Probably getting 720 at the most if you're lucky, right? Because with what? A factory tune, first off, fucking gas pedals, they don't even come to where you could open up the throttle 100%. Most of these gas pedals, if you push it all the way to the floor, you still only got like 80% of the throttle. It's not a completely open throttle. Now, if I lose you a little bit on this fucking example, that's fuck it. Just Google it. I ain't gonna hold you. Just Google it. Or matter of fact, somebody in the comments will tell you. Somebody in the comments will explain this shit, right? That factory tune is only meant to work the best with the amount of power that the car leaves the factory with. That's why it's called a factory tune. Now, when you put an actual tune on it, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what you're trying to do with it, if you drag race and you put a drag tune on it, and you drop the time from, I don't know, fucking 8 seconds in a quarter mile to like 6 seconds in a quarter mile, all because of a simple tune, because of the switch of the gear shift or the gear ratios, then yeah, switching the suspension and switching the tires, all this other shit, you switching it to drifting and you know, do what you got to do in that, then yes, you'll start experiencing all that horsepower. If you just put a street tune on it, then yes, you start experiencing that horsepower. You'll start experiencing all 800 horsepower instead of just 720 or 690. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's similar to that. I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm gonna be real. I was giving y'all an example and I kind of lost track of thought or what the fuck I was even leading to with that. But that's all gravy. You should get the message, right? I think you got the message. So Reuben tells Sonny it's in the hands of God. Just believe in you and believe it's gonna work out. Sonny tells JP, go win the race. JP's basically, okay, bet I got you. We're gonna do it, right? It's Sonny surrendering his ego. He doesn't care about the winning. He just wants APX to win. He really wants JP to win because it would be JP's first, like he's a rookie, right? So that would mean that would bring a lot of attention. It would be like Lightning McQueen winning the first Piston Cup. You know what I'm saying? So, Ruben says sometimes you gotta lose to win, or no, sometimes when you lose, you win. Right? He says that to JP's mom. She says, "What does that mean?" or "How does that happen?" or some shit. And he basically just says it's a Sonny thing, kind of. Really, was what this quote, from what I interpreted from it, is blessings in disguise, basically. That's all that is. In the most simplest form. Sometimes when you lose, you win. It's just a blessing in disguise. That's all that is. That's basically all he said, just in a weird way. I don't know why he said it like that. You know what I mean? That's all he was saying, though. Another symbolic thing, a big symbolic thing that I want you to pay attention to in the movie, if you've already watched it, if you choose to go watch it again, or if you buy it on DVD. I don't even know if people do that anymore, buy shit on DVD, or I guess you just wait for it on Netflix or Hulu or whatever they use these days. But if you watch it again, when you watch it again, I really want you to pay attention to the end of the movie when they're at the last race, and compared to the other, how many races did they have? 8, 9 races? Notice the helmet change on Sonny. The first 8 or 9 races that they had, Sonny's wearing a blue helmet with yellow and black stripes. On the last race, Sonny's wearing a black and white helmet, right? This symbolizes the change in the headspace, the change in the crown chakra, the growth in the mind for Sunny. Black and white is what? It's like yin and yang. It's balanced. You see what I'm saying? It's an elevated way of thinking. The helmet change from blue and yellow to the white and black symbolizes an elevated way of thinking, and not just for Sunny, but that entire team. Because now he's wearing this white and black. Everybody's all, like I said, everybody's all unified. Everybody is together on this last race. So the helmet change is a very critical symbol in the movie that if you don't see it, if you don't catch it, because I ain't gonna hold you, I didn't even realize his helmet changed until they were in the pits and Ruben was trying to convince him to be like, it's all good, just keep faith and believe. That's when I was like, wait, dude, he's wearing a white and black helmet, dude. He switched it. They switched the helmet. So this represents an elevated way of thinking and the growth in consciousness. Now I forget who says no more risk, but someone on the team says no more risk once they get back on the track after those 10 minutes. Someone on the team says no more risk. JP says there's no such thing. And that's just meaning leaders always take risk. They take calculated risk. They're not gonna just. But this is the thing, you have to take risk in life, otherwise you'll stay in the same spot. Playing it safe won't get you shit. I think I said that in the first episode. Playing it safe won't get you shit. You have to take risk. You have to take calculated risk. And you have to have some type of faith, like just a small touch of faith, a little bit of trust in yourself and some confidence. You mix it with a little confidence and let it simmer, nigga. That should change the world. You know what I'm saying? You'll never know. You never know. Like Blockbuster, they didn't take the risk of expanding to Netflix or some shit like that, and they ended up closing. Or better yet, Yahoo. Yahoo had the opportunity to buy Google for just $1 million, and at that point, they were making like $51 million, right? And they didn't choose to buy Google at that time. So when we fast forward a couple years later, I think it was like 10 years later, now we see Google's almost like $250 something trillion. Yahoo kind of mellowed out. They nowhere near that. I think they still only make a couple mil. That's what I'm saying. So again, take risks. Trust yourself. I'm not saying to go fucking, I don't know, do some stupid shit when I say take risks. Like I said, it's a calculated risk. Plan it out, strategize. Because remember, this movie is about teamwork, it's about strategy, it's about leadership, unification, and the death of an ego to rebirth your conscious mindset, to bring everything together as a whole, bring everything full circle as a collective consciousness. Everybody's on the same page at the end of the movie compared to the beginning of the movie, right? Yes. So JP's risk that he takes, he sacrifices himself and his position in a race to take out another racer, so that basically takes out second. I think JP was second. I think JP was in second. And no, JP was in first. JP was in first. I forgot who was in second. I don't know if it was Ferrari or if it was Red Bull, but one of them was in second, and Sonny was in third. So JP ended up taking out the dude that was in second, or this dude in second crashed with JP. Look, either way, both them motherfuckers got knocked off the track, and it left the door wide open for Sonny. So that was JP's risk. JP took the risk of sacrificing himself to be able to create space for Sonny to take the win for APX. So when this happens, Sonny enters the rim. This first time we experience him entering the rim. This is the first time he's experiencing himself enter into the realm of peace, where he starts flying as he described it, right? Everything quiets down. Only thing he sees is the road, and he's just floating, bro. Like he's just nothing. It's just floating. It's an ethereal moment. It's an ethereal moment at that point in time. He has then at this point reached and served his purpose for the movie and for this team. The moment that he has reached this realm of peace, he has served his purpose. This is the completion. This symbolizes his completion of his journey with this team before he even crosses the finish line. Right? So so they finished the race, right? They finished the race. JP runs up to Sonny and asks Sonny what's he smiling about after the victory, right? Because everybody's happy. And that's kind of the you know what I'm saying? Because you got earlier in the movie when they first placed 10th and JP hopped out the car smiling, and Sonny was like, what are you smiling about? It's just 10th place. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like JP giving that shit back to him. So that shit was kind of funny to me. It was actually very funny to me, right? Sonny goes up to his next journey, which is where he was originally looking at before Ruben came to him in the beginning of the movie, which is the desert. Again, this symbolizes his detachment of the past, unlearning so that he can relearn, death and rebirth in his consciousness as he begins his journey in Baja, right? Because if he comes into this Baja journey, this desert racing journey with knowledge from F1 or, 24 hours in Daytona, none of that shit, some of it, yeah, can help, but really none of it. It's completely different terrain, it's completely different cars, completely different engines, completely different way of moving. What you do to get free and to maintain freedom are two different things. You have to adapt. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be coachable. You cannot come in there with this I know everything attitude. Trust me, baby. Trust me, because I done tried it. I done tried that shit, all right? Before I got this little hair that I got on my head right now, I just had waves. I thought I was the cutest motherfucker alive. I still am. You know what I mean? I thought I knew everything. I was a militant motherfucker. I was very aggressive. You couldn't tell me shit. And I had a lot of ego. The only time you could tell me something was if it was something that I just knew nothing about at all. If you came to me about some damn, I don't know, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I'd let you talk because it's like, fuck, I don't know anything you're talking about. I can't tell you shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk my shit. But you came to me about some shit that I knew, best believe I was on your ass. And you couldn't tell me shit, even if I was wrong. And that's not for me to brag about. That's for me to let you know, like, you have to be coachable in order to grow. You have to be teachable in order to grow, not from someone else. It doesn't even have to necessarily be a mentor. You have to allow yourself. You have to let yourself coach you and teach yourself how to let you grow at the same time. You got to give yourself permission to grow. Sonny has no problem doing this, as he's always done it. He's done it at 24 hours of Baja. He's doing it right now at F1. And now I said 24 hours of Baja. I meant 24 hours in Daytona. And he's finna go and do it in Baja once he completes the journey in Baja. You have to be all right with unlearning and relearning. So Sonny looks at the card he pulled. For the first time, he smiles and recognizes that everything was basically meant to happen at that race. The race that they won. I think it was in Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia, one of the two, something like that. So the new Baja team, he gets to the new Baja team and says they say they can't pay much. Sonny says it's not about the money. The Baja guy, he asks, so then what's it about? Sonny smiles, and that's the end of the race. I mean, shit. Actually, that was a cold ass ending. That's a cold ass ending because it's a racing movie. That's the end of the race. I meant to say that's the end of the movie, but shit, yeah, that's the end of the race. That's the end of that journey for Sonny, and it goes off, right? So again, the overall themes of this entire movie, number one theme is teamwork. Number one theme is teamwork, not only externally but within yourself. Because how the fuck can you make a team work externally if you can't even work with your own team inside of you? Strategy, leadership, and being able to remove your ego and allow yourself to grow, right? These are the 5 main, I don't know if that was 4 or 5, but one of those numbers. Main themes that are hidden, they're hidden, but they're hidden in plain sight. So it's like you can see me, like they right here, but are you looking for them? Because if you're not looking for them, you ain't gonna see them, baby. You're just gonna see a movie. You're just gonna see Brad Pitt driving this motherfucking F1 car, and you're gonna see JP doing the same thing, blah blah blah. A little entertainment, eat some popcorn, yay, entertainment. Or are you looking for it? You gotta be looking for it. What you seek is seeking you, baby. What you seek is seeking you. But again, that's why I jumped into the rabbit hole for you. So all you gotta do is just listen to this shit. Like I said, just sit your ass down and listen to this motherfucker. Now this is only an hour and 10 minutes. We're cutting it short today, I guess. I ain't gonna say we're cutting it short today because look, this is only the second video, so I don't even know the approximate time length that we'll normally be around. Like I say, but I will be. We're gonna be doing this thing every Wednesday, man. So expect a new video every Wednesday. And if something pop up to where it can't happen, you know what I'm saying, I'll let y'all know, keep y'all updated. But 10 times out of 10, we dropping this shit every Wednesday. Even if it's not a movie. Like I said, if it's not a movie that's in the movie theaters, that's fine. Drop a suggestion if you want me to break down a movie for you on an esoteric level, and then bring it down to you into the realm, the physical realm, to where you understand it and how it applies to our life. Then I will do that. Just drop the what you call that thing? Drop the movie down in the comments. Shit, that's it, baby. I'm gonna hold you. That's it. Drop it down in the comments. I don't know what the next movie is. Actually, I do. It's gonna be right now, unless somebody comment. But right now, what I got on my schedule is, I think it's called Elio. It's a cartoon. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a cartoon. Finna go watch that shit with my inner child. On my soul, I am. We're gonna break it down. You don't fuck with it, fuck you too. Oh, yeah, I mean, but I love you at the same time. And then personal, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all coming in here, and we all chilling. I appreciate you listening. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being receptive, especially if you are, you know what I'm saying, 50, 60. I'm not sure if 70-year-olds listen to YouTube, but if you do, then y'all as well, because for me, it means a lot to me, because I've experienced a lot of people who are in that age range who are just very stuck on the past. They're stuck on tradition. So the way that I think, they don't correlate. It's hard for them to grasp how I think. You know what I'm saying? So if you were in that age group and you actually sat down and listened to this, even if it was just for 10 minutes, and you understood what I was saying, I appreciate you for sure. Like, more than the people who are on closer to my age range or whatever, or the people in between the age range. So again, gratitude to y'all. I don't want to call y'all senior citizens, because that's baloney. That's baloney. I don't fuck with that word. Them words, it's 2 words, right? Gratitude to all of y'all though for watching this thing, watching the first one, you know what I'm saying, and all the ones that y'all watch in the future, like I said. And man, we're gonna catch y'all on the next episode, baby. It's about to get majestic. All right. Peace and love. Y'all be safe and stay grounded and stay elevated, baby.
Back to the past, I had to close those chapters. Ghost in, brought my boots, big shoes, all wins, don't lose, just choose. And watch the magic light up your fuse. Trust in yourself, boy, I give you cahoots. Plant my feet, let me ground my roots. Oh, excuse my apologies, I need to